From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Sunday, September 23rd, 2018. Silver is trading at $14.30 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,199 per ounce. Zen is trading at $16, and the average price of Bitcoin is $6,729. Antiwar.com reports 4 gunmen in military uniforms aligned with separatist groups attacked a military parade on Saturday in the Iranian city of Avaz. The gunmen opened fire on civilians and tried to shoot officers on the podium overseeing the event. At least 25 people were killed in the attack, some as young as 4 years old. Over 60 others were wounded in the attack. Iran reported 2 of the gunmen were killed and 2 of them were captured. The Islamic State has claimed credit for the attack, which was followed up by a group called the Arab Struggle Movement for the Liberation of Avaz, claiming they were actually behind it. The claim by the Islamic State was likely false, as they claim to have tried to assassinate Hassan Rouhani, who was not even at the event. The Struggle Movement is an Arab separatist group that wants to make southwestern Iran an independent Arab-dominated nation. Iranian officials were quick to complain about Gulf Arab states backing such groups. In addition, Iran summoned the ambassadors of Denmark, Britain, and the Netherlands after the attack, complaining that the nations are hosting members of the separatist groups and pushing for them to list the organizations as a terrorist group after the attack. An initial statement from the Iranian military blamed the U.S. and Israel for orchestrating the attack, though subsequent statements focused on the Arab separatist movements and regional nations who sponsor them. Zencash has changed their name to Horizon to better represent their transition from a cryptocurrency to a pioneering platform that protects consumer data. They are working towards the day when anyone will be able to build privacy-based applications on the Horizon platform. The unique spelling of Horizon is a nod to their heritage and recognizes that they remain committed to the vision that their project was built upon. Their coin and ticker symbol remain ZEN. Learn more at horizon.global and join the Horizon community. HORIZEN.global. UPI reports a federal judge on Friday called for U.S. Commerce Secretary Wilbur Ross to sit for a deposition in a lawsuit against his department regarding a question about citizenship being added to the 2020 census. In March, the Commerce Department announced the question would be included in the census, which the Trump administration said was necessary to enforce the Voting Rights Act. Democrats have argued that adding the question will lead to an inaccurate population count because it will discourage some immigrants from filling out the questionnaire. In April, then New York Attorney General Eric Schneiderman, along with 17 other attorneys general and mayors of 6 cities, filed a lawsuit to block the Trump administration from demanding the citizenship information in the 2020 census. District Judge Jesse Furman of the Southern District of New York said Ross needs to testify because he was personally and directly involved in the decision and the unusual process leading to it to an unusual degree. Earlier this year, Ross testified before the House and said the Department of Justice initiated the request to include the citizenship question, and afterwards he decided to take a hard look at the request. When you hear the word lobbyist, you probably think about greedy corporations, but not all lobbyists are the same. Some are fighting for the freedoms you hold dear. Liberty Lobby LLC is doing just that in New Hampshire, working hard to represent you, not some special interest group. You can help by going to libertylobby.info, where your contribution will give us the tools we need to ensure that your voice is heard. Visit libertylobby.info today to find out more. Reuters reports the U.S. airline industry scored a victory on Saturday as bipartisan congressional legislation dropped plans to mandate reasonable and proportional baggage and change fees, but includes other new passenger protections. After weeks of negotiations, a 1,200-page bill to reauthorize the FAA was unveiled early Saturday that would require the FAA to set minimum dimensions for passenger seats, including legroom and width, and prohibit airlines from involuntarily removing passengers from flights after they've cleared the boarding gate. In April 2017, video went viral on social media of 69-year-old passenger Dr. David Dow being dragged from a United Airlines flight at Chicago's O'Hare International Airport after he refused to give up his seat to make room for a crew member. United apologized and promised not to remove seated passengers to make room for other passengers. But airlines have heavily lobbied against new rules limiting fees. Airline revenue in the United States from baggage and reservation change fees increased from $5.7 billion in 2010 to $7.5 billion in 2017. Other fees are not reported to regulators. Congress is set to vote on the measure next week ahead of a September 30th deadline. This has been FPP Radio News. Online at FPPRadio.com.